World. I am Glenn Cole. I had to read that one. Hey, world. I'm Glenn Cole, founder and chairman of 72 and Sunny. Welcome to the Sunnyside series. We're coming to you live from Stagwell's Sport Beach in Cannes, where it's early morning on the first day. We're celebrating the intersection of sport, culture, and fandom. I am joined by my friend, Jordan Chiles, who you know as a two-time Olympian, multi-time medalist, gold medalist, and icon of the sport. Also, UCLA star. I watched the whole thing right up to the end. I was so wanting you guys to take the title, man.
Well, hello. hello. Thank you so much for having me. And definitely can say, yeah, we NCAA finals was a really cool and experience, but wish we got it. But it's okay. Next year we got it.
It would have been cool. Gold medals are also very cool in the Olympics. All right, so you're in Cannes. This is your first time here.
Yes.
What drew you to Cannes and what drew you to Sport Beach?
I think being able to be a part of something brand-wise, I've never gone out of the country without my sport. So when I found out Cannes was something that my team sent me, and I've heard so much about Cannes, I've heard so much about Sport Beach, and I was just like, you know what? Why not do it? Why not go out, give advice to people, have my, intuitions and all these things that I know about myself and just let loose and just tell my story the way that I want to tell it. And so I felt like, being able to have all these brands see me in different ways and understand that I get to put myself out there, I felt like this was somewhere I could do that.
That's great. Do you have any particular themes or an agenda of things you want to promote while you're here? Everybody's here promoting something, so it's not weird.
I think promoting myself. I don't know. I feel like my ability just to be authentic to who I am and just understand that I'm always going to be the same person on and off the mat and that I get to enjoy life. I am only 24 years old, so I think understanding...
My God, me too. That's so weird.
So I think understanding that, I'm just starting life and I'm trying to find ways that, I can build different platforms, different things within myself. I'm very creative. I am very, when I don't have to think about my sport, I can think of different things. And so I think putting my 2 cents into some things, at different brands, I feel like that might help.
How do you express your creativity? Is it in like businesses? I know you have a book, but are you do you consider yourself a creator in social media? Or how do you think when you say, I like creating?
Creating really comes from, I think, just me putting myself in a position of letting my mind loose. Like I said, I always think about my sport, so when I don't have to, the creativity really comes from one time, I can tell you this. One time I was sitting on a plane and I made a whole script. Don't ask me what
like a movie?
Like a movie script.
Okay.
And I don't know what movie it's gonna be for.
Talk about optioning that thing.
Like I don't know what any of what the movie is about. Like it was just something I wanted to create. I have all these things that I love to do that I don't have the ability to really put out because of my sport. So when I have time to just let myself relax, that's where the creativity comes from. Creating on social media, definitely. I mean, any shoot that I do, I like to put my, my own vision, my own mind to it, because I feel like if the athlete or even the person has their own ability to create their own story and their own narrative, then it's easier. It flows better.
That's amazing. I did not know about the creator side. Well, I didn't know it was so forward for you. I mean, it's obvious in your sport and translates into gymnastics.
Yes.
Now that you say that, I did see you in Paris. I was in Paris watching the Olympics, but I also saw you in the NFL flag influencer creator game the night before the Super Bowl this year in New Orleans.
Yes.
Did not expect to see you there. That was very awesome. Also discovered how you are a creator and sort of self-expressive in the way you play the game.
Yes.
That really shocked me.
Oh, thank you.
Not that you're an incredible athlete. You just figure somebody who's at your level in one sport would be very focused on just like the one thing and maybe not risking playing a sport like football.
Yes.
You obviously can ball.
Thank you.
That was an incredible thing to watch.
Thank you.
Talk to us a little bit about, well, first of all, how'd that go down? How did you get invited? What was your reaction to it? What were your expectations?
So I had got invited to the Super Bowl at first. So it was just, okay, you're just going to go to the Super Bowl with Nike. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll enjoy. And then all of a sudden, my team sent another email and was like, hey, you just got asked to be a part of a celebrity flag football. And I was like, celebrity flag football? Like, what? Like, I haven't played flag football since I was in middle school. So I was like,
that was like 5 years ago or something. That's not that far ago. It's a lot farther for me.
Okay. So I was like, you know what? Like, might as well. I am going to show a different side of me. I feel like a lot of people just think, yes, I only do one sport. But when I was younger, I was doing track. I was doing, T-ball. I was doing all these other sports before gymnastics really stuck with me. So I was like, might as well. It's going to be fun. It's going to be something that I get to relive. I've always wanted to do, flag football ever since I was little. My sisters did flag football and tackle. It was co-ed. So it like kind of ran in our family, but I had the ability to, just showcase a different side of me. And I think that's what it's all about, is just showing different sides of you, because then people can really understand who you are. So that's kind of how everything came about. My team was just like, are you sure you want to do this? And I was like, yeah, why not? I mean, it's fun.
There's probably a lot of reasons on why not, being an Olympian and injury potential, but you did it.
Thank
and
you.
That was incredible. So what were like going into when you said you were committing, what were your expectations like? Is it just going to be kind of casual, or is it going to be kind of hardcore? What did you think it would be?
No, I knew.
And then how did it deliver?
Oh, no, I knew it was going to be hardcore, especially when I found out what team I was on. I was on Kai Sinat's team, and, having Michael Vick as our quarterback, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
My mom, she was like, okay, so this is what you're going to do. Da, da, da. I was like, okay, I got it. But it's actually funny. I'm actually really good at Madden.
Okay.
So
Let's
a
go.
lot of the plays that I did were really from Madden. Like, I was like, a lot of the runs that I did were like, it was just in my brain because I remember playing, and I was like, okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go this way, I'm going to do it that way. And then I think having a really dope quarterback was like the easiest for me. And I was just out there having fun. It may have looked like I was actually like, going hardcore, but to me that was just fun for me.
It did, and anybody who goes and checks this on social media will agree it did look hardcore. But I say that with respect. It looked like you committed.
Thank you.
And most of the players there did commit.
Yes.
Not sure about the loafers on cam, but that was his choice. Mike seemed locked in.
Yes.
What was it like in the huddle when you're
Yes.
when you're calling plays with Mike Vick, or he's calling a play?
Oh my gosh, because of how tiny I was, it was easy for him to be like, okay, so this is where you're gonna go. You're gonna go this way. You're gonna go up the middle. You're gonna hit the right. Because a lot of the time I was hiking the ball because everybody wanted to run. So I was like, okay, I might as well, hike the ball. And so majority of the time, it was really cool hearing advice, because it's like, that's Michael Vick, and not a lot of people get that experience. And he's an icon. So in the huddles, a lot of the time, I think it was just, everybody half the time didn't really pay attention, but I was, because I was like, we are not losing this game.
Okay.
But it was really cool just to have that experience for sure.
Okay, so being out on the field, either on your team or the other team, who surprised you? Who impressed you the most? Because there's a lot of folks who don't play football regularly.
Yeah.
And they're destroying plays regularly.
Yeah.
And Mike and the NFL guys, but a lot of them don't.
Yeah, no, I think who really actually impressed me would probably have been Quavo. Only because he's a rapper. I mean, yes, as a kid he might have played football, but it's like, you only know these celebrities as what they do. And then Tiana Taylor, she actually can run really fast,
And she's competitive as hell. I learned that.
Competitive,
She was mad.
She did her thing. Like, we were throwing back and forth, and I was just like, oh my gosh. But you know who really got me was Sexy Red and Lotto. They were being so cute out there. I was like, y'all are here for the cutes, for the pictures. Y'all did your big one, and I really enjoyed that, because that's what brought the personality into the game, and it was really cool just to see them do what they love.
Did they give you? Did the NFL tell you the amount of followership of the creators who are all around you guys, or taking pictures and doing videos on the sides? No, they had almost.
No.
They had, I think, you have a big social following. All the people on the field have a big social following. There's others who are just doing content creation on the side. I think it's almost 750 million followers combined with all of you guys.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
So when you say they're doing their thing on the side,
Yeah.
it was just blowing up live. 6 million live views.
Wow.
So NFL did not expect that. That's for those not in
Have
media.
to run it back. Got to do it again.
You got to do it again.
Gotta do it
For those
again.
not in media, that's more than an NBA playoff game on TV.
Oh,
that's
wow.
incredible viewership, and then that's just the live view. Never mind people watching it later. So
That's crazy.
Got to do it again. I
Yes,
think
I'm
they're
down to
gonna
do it again. I'm down to do it again. Put me on a team,
NFL,
coach.
put her on the team. Mike, she's back on your team, first round pick. I've heard that you're doing more now with the NFL around flag football.
I
since then?
am, yes. So
Yeah, how'd that happen?
So
What are you doing?
Recently, I just did a NFL campaign for flag football, and I honestly, I think being able to put the NFL mixed with, women and men, the co-ed part of it, I think, as women, it's really easy for us to feel like, okay, if a guy can do it, I can do it. And being a part of this campaign, I think, honestly, was just really to showcase no matter who you are, no matter what you're trying to do, we're all going to have dreams. We're all going to have the ability to, step foot into who we're trying to become. And I think me personally, when I found out I was going to be a part of this campaign, I literally said yes immediately.
That's awesome.
I was like,
so
yeah,
cool.
of course. I want to help put flag football on the map. I want to help put it, especially if it's going to be in the 2028 Olympics. I want to be able to support and give my all into something that I wish I could do if I wasn't a gymnast. I would be in flag football 100%. So that's why I wanted to be a part of this campaign and just showcase, like, anybody's going to support. We're all going to support in the ways that we want to, and, just be there for one another.
Sounds like you're going to stick with it if they keep asking you to come and be an
100%.
advocate.
If I don't go to the Olympics for flag football, look, you will see me at every NFL flag football game. I promise you that.
Okay, hold on, because that was going to be my closing question, because the people want to know. I asked Joe Burrow last year, are you going to get in there, and do you want to play flag? And he hadn't thought about it yet. You've thought about it.
I've thought about it.
You want to be on the team. Team USA?
Yeah,
Let's
go.
go.
Dual sport. If I did flag football and gymnastics for 28, it's over with.
You'll do both.
I'll do both. Especially
that would
if flag football
is bananas, and we should make that happen.
Especially if flag football is after gymnastics, because gymnastics opens 28. So if it's after gymnastics, you're seeing me. I'm definitely there. No doubt. I will
BMO
be
Stadium,
on the team.
brace for Jordan. She's coming. You got my vote, man. That'd be awesome. That'd be amazing.
Thank you.
So what? We've talked on the side about you doing other stuff with flag in. Well, you live kind of a cosmopolitan lifestyle now between New York, LA, and Houston. Yeah.
Yes.
But in LA, you were talking about getting some flag stuff going. Talk about that.
So I thought it would be cool to start my own league, whether it was youth or pro. I feel like, especially being in LA, a lot of it is based, 28 is coming to be in LA, and there are a lot of athletes who I've talked to, especially when I did the campaign. A lot of the girls were just like, it would be cool to have the ability to have, different leagues, different, things that we can endure and be ourselves with. So I was like, you know what? After that camp, I was like, I want to start my own league. I think it would be really cool. I talked even before I even went into the NFL celebrity flag football game. I was like, when I found out flag football was going to be a part of 28, I told my mom, I said, I want to start a league. She was like, what? I said, I want to start a league. I feel like it would be cool to start my own league, and hopefully those people who are on my team make it to the Olympic Games. I don't think anybody has ever thought of that, especially being a woman. It's not something common, and I think it would just be really cool knowing that I was able to create something that not only gets to, pop off, but be a part of something that is going to go further, and that as women we're going to dominate. And so I hopefully, understanding the logistics and everything of how flag football works, and having the mind of that creativity, that's where it comes from as well. I felt like, this is something that I want to establish and I want to endure, and because why not? What else can I do? What else can I explore? What else can I help with?
There's probably a lot of answers to that, because you're pretty dynamic, pretty talented, pretty generous of spirit. So, but I think the fact that you're leaning into that is, you're speaking to me personally. I got a 15-year-old daughter who played flag.
Yes.
Wore the number 6. She has a pick every game. They call her Pick 6, so I'm very proud of that.
Hey!
I'll get her on one of your teams. But also at 72 and Sunny, we brought the flag football agenda to the NFL Super Bowl ads the last few years. Put Diana Flores in the first commercial. Last year, put Kololo in there. I was like, hey, wait for it. This is going to blow you up. And then next thing you know, we see her at the influencer game.
Yes.
And we are big advocates of what that sport can do. One of the things I see as both a marketer and also a dad on the sidelines is the positive energy between the girls in this sport it's just different.
Yes.
My daughter also plays high-level volleyball, and there's a lot of pressure there. And I when I see you out there doing gymnastics, doing what you do, I know there's tons of pressure.
Yes.
I mean, you play it off well, but it's right.
Thank
It's
you.
like expectations are high.
Yes.
They're high also for flag, but somehow I feel like everybody feels like you're winning. There's a position for everybody.
Yes.
Is that what you see too, or like what?
I did, especially playing in, we all had our own positions. We all had our own ability to be ourselves. And I think in flag football, that's what it's all about. It's the dynamic between each and every girl. It's the dynamic between each and every play that you do, no matter what you're playing. And I think that's why it's so cool and it's so fun, because then you know that you did something great for yourself. And that's what I was feeling just playing with, all the influencers and just seeing how happy everybody was. Yes, it's competitive 100%. People want to win. People want to do that. That's just how sports are. But I think really understanding that I'm a competitive person, but I'm also dynamic, powerful, beautiful, whatever it is, and I can just be myself on that field.
So amazing. It's real. I think that really brings out the best in the people who play it.
Yes.
And it's really surprisingly physical. Not
Yes.
like injury physical, but like
it's
you're
physical,
you're in it.
You're in it.
All right, I know we're gonna wrap it up here. First of all, let us know about this flag league. We're gonna pick this up again back in LA because
yes.
we know people who know people, and
I'm
we definitely want to get involved.
Brands.
We want to get some brands in here.
Right. Like, do you guys want to tap in real quick? I'm trying to think of names. Don't worry. So
it is the fastest growing sport in the world, by the way.
Yes.
So and in the States, so with participation. So you're picking, I think, the right horse.
Thank you.
Okay, we got, as a wrap up, I'm going to do the speed round. We do a
Okay.
speed round with everybody.
Okay.
Okay, ready? There's 3 questions. Just whatever comes to your mind, you go with it.
Okay.
All right? Softball pitch to start. Sweet or savory, and why?
Sweet because
That was very fast.
Sweet because I feel like with the sweet, sometimes the savory comes with it.
Okay. Kind of doing both answers, but okay. If you could have dinner with one person on Earth, dead or alive, who would that be and why?
Whitney Houston.
Whoa! That's a good one.
Yeah, I feel like with Whitney Houston, she would give us wise words, especially coming from, her past and what she has established with her being an artist and how she grew up, and just understanding that being a woman of color was hard during her times, and that, now we get to kind of thank her for where we are.
Okay, that's incredible. You're like media trained, or if you're not, it's incredible. All right, final question. The people want to know, I want to know, what is the Jordan Chiles hype song? What gets you, fired up before you take the mat or do a workout or obviously put on the flags and go play flag?
Yeah, so any hype song. Actually, the funny part is I was listening to Megan Thee Stallion before I went onto the celebrity flag football game. So anything Megan.
Anything Megan.
Anything Megan.
Is there any song that
Right
is like,
now-
right now it's going to happen?
Right now, I put on Whenever. It's just called Whenever.
Okay, that's what we're going to be rolling out this video with, is Whenever by Megan
Yeah!
Thee Stallion. I want to say a quick shout. Thank you so much, Jordan, for joining us here
No,
at
thank
Sport Beach.
you.
It's a real honor to have you here. And day one, you've kicked this thing off in a way I don't think we've done before. It's been really
Thank you.
uplifting.
Thank you.
And that's it for now, everybody. Catch us all on the Can and 72 and Sunny social channels. See you there.
Period.
Woo!